I'm a tall person, so it's honestly really hard to frame myself in my room. If I stand here, half my head's gone. But if I'm back here, I'm like a million miles away. If I crouch, I look like a midget. I don't... This light is so bright. Oh my god. I'm gonna dim the lights. One off. Turn one off. Oh, maybe just the two. Oh, that looks a lot better. Oh my. Okay. I don't know what I'm talking. I didn't come up with a video idea. That's not good. The scarf's not doing me any justice either. I gotta put on this adventure scarf. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's way more of like a natural color. Oh, I'm dying. I always look like an Eskimo because there's literally no heat in my room. I mean, I got this thing. Burned myself, and I just got this stupid frostbite yesterday. Why is it called frostbite? I don't know what I wanted to talk about today. I honestly have no idea. I came here without any idea of what kind of video I was going to make. I moved my camera back to the center of the room, and I figured it'd be good to just have a backdrop again. It's been a while since I've just talked face to face like this with you guys. Since there's nothing really to talk about today, or at least because I didn't come up with anything to talk about, my bad, I figured let's talk about my every fight that I've ever been in. What a random topic. I don't know. I'm gonna go back as far as I can remember, at least. And this is fights that aren't like with my brother. Fights with my brother don't count. He's my sibling. Obviously, we fought him before. But I'm talking about like genuine fights in school that like I didn't cause because I wasn't a bully and I didn't try to really have beef with anybody. But fights that just happened to happen for no apparent reason other than people wanted to fight. So I remember one of the first altercations I ever had was more of a verbal altercation rather than a physical altercation. And this sticks with me to this day. I still think this is the funniest thing that's ever happened in my life. And I believe this was in third grade. I know I was really young at the time, at least, because we were still standing in line to use the washroom. Like, they would walk us out to class. Everybody stood in line to use the bathroom at the same time. Bathroom breaks. So I had to have been like second or third grade. And there were these two twins that went to my school. Their name was Dubria and Tubria. I'm not gonna give out any last names, but they names was Dubria and Tubria, which I'm actually cool with them now, but that's a whole different story. I don't even know if they remember this, but so I don't know which twin is what. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a terrible person, but all I remember was and it's so vague what I remember, but what I remember was me and either Dubria or Tubria, whichever one I didn't like, or whichever one I didn't get along with. We were standing in the line, waiting to go to the bathroom. I used to get picked on a lot. I don't know why. And I recall, it's kind of funny looking back on it, but anyways, I recall that she was saying something mean to me, and so I said something mean back, stupid kid stuff. But when I rebutted, because usually I wouldn't, I was pretty quiet. But when I did rebuttal? When I did rebut, she was like, say it to my face. She did it like this. She was like, say it to my face. Say it to my face. And I wasn't trying to be like mean or anything, but she was really on my nerves. Just really loudmouthed and irritating at the time. Once again, they're cool people now. I'm friends with them. But apart from that, I remember going, that's not your face. That's your face. And I pushed her in the face. That was wrong. It was wrong. But man, was that funny. To either Dubria or Tubria, whichever one of you that was, I am sorry that I did push you in the face a little bit. That was my fault. Don't be mean to people though. And I won't. Scratch that. That was in the past. You guys probably don't even remember that anyways. My problem is I remember everything. Well, obviously there was a lot of arguments and stuff just throughout elementary school, just because that's how kids are. But I remember the next fight I would say was between me and another kid named... I talked about this in another video briefly, and I messed up his name, so I don't want to mess it up again, so give me a second. I think it was Josh, or Joshua. Anyways, I'm not too sure what happened between me and Josh, but I do remember we were in gym class at the time. And I remember so vividly because we had, you know, the big parachute that everybody has that you're able to run under. I don't know if that's a thing that gym classes still do in elementary school, but we used to have a big parachute that every kid would grab a side onto, and you lift it up, and then you were able to run to the other side of it and grab on the parachute and then hold it back down, and you were able to land. There's just a lot of cool stuff you could do with the parachute. Well, I don't remember what happened exactly, and I don't remember why me and Josh got into an argument, but it turned into one of those things that was like, oh yeah, well, after school, we're gonna fight. Which is so funny. And I remember not wanting to fight. I do remember that. I was honestly very scared. I'm not one to come out and be like, oh, I'm Mr. Macho Tough Man. Ooh. Like, that's not me. I was honestly very scared. But I remembered being like, well, I can't show that I'm scared. So I was like, fine, I'll see you after school. So the whole rest of the day, I was nervous. And then after school came, and I knew more than anything that I had to go and meet Josh where we had planned on fighting. Not because I wanted to, but because if I didn't go, I would have been made fun of for it. Elementary school, everybody. So I went to the courtyard, which was just like, so our elementary school was here, and the courtyard was kind of in the middle, and there was like also a path that led to the street and where the buses would pick you up right there. But anyways, I showed up there, and of course Josh was there as well, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Everybody's gonna see me get my butt beat. And so, of course, like, kids circled around us, and then I didn't know what to do. It was like, honestly, my first fight ever. But I think I accidentally hit him in the face. I don't recall, but I do remember him turning around and trying to climb a tree. I remember this vividly because my friend Levert said, he climbing the tree. He said it just like that. He was like, he climbing the tree. And Levert always told me, he was like, oh man, you won that fight. But I don't even remember a fight. I don't remember it. I think I was so scared that I just blocked it out mentally. I remember being scared. And then I remember Levert saying, he ran up the tree. And that's about it. It was pretty funny. But here's to me saying, Josh, if that's your name, I'm sorry if I'm messing it up again. I can't remember. I'm sorry about our little scuttle in the 3rd grade. I'm sorry. I genuinely am. I don't know whose fault it was. It was probably a little bit of both of ours. We were both probably pretty immature at the time, but sorry about that. Let's let bygones be bygones, shall we? So there was then a good year gap between that. Actually, right after that, me and Josh became pretty good friends for a while in the 8th grade. In the 4th grade, excuse me. So we were pretty good friends in the 4th grade, which is cool, because I didn't have too many friends in elementary school. And then after 4th grade, he moved away, so I didn't see him until he moved back for 8th grade for 1 year. But that's besides the point. I digress. So then I made it through 4th grade. I made it through 5th grade, I believe. And then in 6th grade, which was an entirely different school, because we had elementary school, and then we had middle school, which was like on the other side of town, and then across the street from the middle school was our junior high school, which was, it went like kindergarten through 4th, and then you had 5th and 6th at another school, and then 7th and 8th at another school, and then there was high school. So there was 4 schools all in all. But I made it from 3rd grade, no more fights, all the way up until around 5th or 6th grade. I can't remember what year it was, honestly. But there was a lot of problems in 5th and 6th grade. That's when kids really become a-holes. And it was a pretty ghetto school as well. So everybody was trying to, I suppose, strong arm each other. But I was a pretty geeky kid. Like, I would always go home from school and like play video games or I remember going home from school and playing like Zoo Tycoon with my friend Paul. Like, we would play Zoo Tycoon. And then I'd do my homework and get good grades. Like, that's what it was like. So I remember there were these 2 girls. I think they were also twins. If not twins, they really looked similar. I believe their names were like Sydney and Jessica, maybe? I can't remember. And I remember we were just friends and we were hanging out outside on the blacktop because there wasn't a playground anymore. And this one dude came up and slapped me. like I don't even know why. Like, who slaps another person? Like, that's messed up. Like, that's degrading. It hurt. It really hurt. I didn't, like, there wasn't a fight or anything. He walked away, and then I remember being like, did I just get slapped? And that was that. I mean, I'm not a rat, so I didn't tell any teachers or anything. Can't even remember his name. Like, I remember almost everybody's name, even though I'm struggling with certain names right now. But, like, I can usually get, like, the letter. I don't even know what his name started with. And then I remember Jamal being like, oh, you cried. I was like, Jamal? I didn't cry, Jamal. I was confused. It was his name, Jamar. Man, I guess I don't know anybody's names. Whatever. So that was pretty funny, honestly. And I never had a problem with him before, the kid who slapped me, so I don't know what that was about. Maybe it was just a good slap between friends. I doubt it. Anyways, 6th grade, all that time passed, and then I know for a fact it was 6th grade, which was my next fight. There's this one kid named Farad, and I hated Farad. Like, I still don't like Farad. Like, I'm pretty sure Farad is just not a good person in general. But I'm not going to say anything. He might have turned a boat. Or he might have turned a page in life. I don't know. But at least in 6th grade, Farad was not a good person. I remember one time specifically, there was 2 kids named Farad. Well, there were 2 kids. One of them was Farad and the other one was Corey. And I remember that Farad and Corey used to get in fights all the time. And it was always like, aren't we here to learn? Like, if my dad paid money so I could go to this crappy public school so I could learn, but instead I'm sitting here watching Farad and Corey fight. Like, come on. But the worst thing ever was one time Corey's mom came to the school, because that's what you do when your kid's always getting into trouble. And Farad went outside and slapped Corey's mama. I swear to God he did. I swear to God he did. And I can't, like, I witnessed it. I still don't know what. Man, how are you gonna slap someone's mama? That's messed up. That is messed up. Well, anyways, I had problems with Farad and then another kid named Daniel. And then I had a friend who was kind of funny because I was also friends with Daniel. So I had a friend named, I don't remember what his name was, but it started with a T. We'll call him Tim. Oh wait, no, his name was Trayvon. I remember. So there was this cool thing you used to make out of origami, and it was like a piece of paper, like a paper water balloon essentially. And you were able to blow on the top of it, and it would pop up, and it was like a ball, and you could hit it towards each other. It was kind of a cool thing that we would do, because when it rained outside or it was really cold outside, usually we would just have recess inside. We could either watch a movie or we could just mess around in the classroom. So I remember me and Trayvon were playing with that paper ball, and we were hitting it back and forth. And at one point, I hit it, and it hit Trayvon in the eye. And I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry, Trayvon. My bad, I didn't mean to. And he's like, oh, it's cool, Nick, no worries. No worries at all. Well, Farad was like a mob boss or something, and he like ordered Daniel to be like, hey, go strong arm Nicholas, Mr. Nicholas over there. Daniel came up in the hallway, and he slapped me on the neck. And I mean like, I don't know if you've ever been slapped on the neck, but I mean like hand on the neck, and it hurt. I mean it hurt bad. I'm not gonna lie. Well, anyways, and my dad always told me, he was like, if someone hits you, you know, you hit back. And I really didn't want to look like a punk. Looking back, it's all childish. It's one of those things like where I didn't want to fight, but it was like, if I didn't fight, I'd only get bullied more. It's terrible. Like, what is up with schools? Like, you shouldn't go to school to fight. It's whatever. It's shot. I don't know. So I remember I grabbed Daniel by the neck. I was just being upfront and honest with you guys here. And he slapped me on my neck, and I grabbed him by his neck. And then he hit me in the face. And I remember hitting him in the face. And we were fighting a lot. Fighting in the hallway. I remembered it. So it was people hitting each other in the face. It was a fight. I don't remember the details and everything. But I do remember that we both got pulled off of each other. And then we both got put into the office. Of course, sitting down next to each other, of course. And the principal at the time was a Mr. Anderson. And we both told our sides of the story. And Mr. Anderson inevitably took my side of the story because I was a good kid. It wasn't my fault. And there's still 0 tolerance thing at school. So I still did get suspended and everything. even though I was kind of just sticking up for myself. But I still did get suspended, which is okay, because I remember my dad talked to the principal, and he was like, I just want you to know that Nick's getting ice cream today, and that he's going to watch some movies. And I did. I remember I watched Batman Begins. Fighting's not fun for anybody. I think that was maybe the last fight I was in. But fighting in elementary school is stupid. I don't know what this video is about. I just wanted to talk, I suppose. Story time! I'm gonna go eat some tacos. I got tacos waiting for me in the other room. So I'm gonna go eat some tacos. But thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed the video. And until next time, I'm Avenged One. Oh, I lost my earbud.